Are you one of those people that tries to keep everything that they have to do in a given day in your mind? If you fall into this category, then you are experiencing more stress than you need to in your life. And the other thing I would argue is that you are not maximizing your productivity. Now, when I say you're experiencing more stress, it's very stressful to try to remember everything you have to do. I mean, I used to wake up in the middle of the night and things would come to me, and if I didn't have a repository for them, I'd try to keep them in my mind so I couldn't fall back asleep. And this kind of thing happens all day long. So it's a much more stressful way to do things than simply writing them down. The other thing that writing down does for you is allows you to really walk through the list and prioritize. Again, very hard to prioritize things in your mind. So one of the things that really helped me out a lot years ago was I adopted a system that Stephen Covey designed. And the Covey system really breaks a to-do list into 4 different quadrants. And the northwest quadrant were those things that were urgent and important. Okay, so something like your boss needs information for a presentation that he's doing tomorrow. Okay, clearly it's urgent, clearly it's important. Okay, in that case, that's going to go in the northwest quadrant. The northeast quadrant is for items that are important but not urgent. So you need to go get a physical, and you need to make an appointment with your doctor to make sure that happens. Well, clearly it's important for you to get that physical, but since you're in good health, it's not urgent. Right? So that's something that would go in the northeast quadrant. When we talk about the southwest quadrant, now we're talking about urgent and not important. So in this case, it's urgent. So your team is on, you're not going to be home for the game, you need to remember to set your DVR to record the game. Is it important? Clearly it's not. Is it urgent? Of course, because this is something that's coming up later today. So that again is something that would go in that southwest quadrant. And then the southeast quadrant, not important, not urgent. Just things you don't want to lose track of. So you got a gift certificate from a friend to a store that you need to go shopping in. Okay? That's not urgent, it's not important, but you don't want to forget about the gift certificate, otherwise, right, it goes to 0. So that's one of those things that would go in the southeast quadrant. Now, for years I did this on paper, and of course every day it would really be transferring things from one to the next. And it worked, but I don't think it was the optimum solution. And then I found an app a few years back called Priority Matrix. And this is something that if you've got an iPod, iPad, really any smartphone, you can download Priority Matrix. And it gives you that same system we talked about, but it's all electronic. And it allows you to move your items up and down in terms of priority. It allows you to shift them from place to place. You're just dragging and dropping, and it's that simple. The other thing that's great about it is it allows you to sync all of your devices over the cloud. So if you enter it on your computer, it's on your iPhone. If you enter it on your tablet, it's going to go to all your devices. So you don't even have to think about it. So that makes it really easy. So that is a good way, if you like that Covey system, to get where you want to go. Now, after using that system for many years, I got very good at prioritizing. And so then I got to the point where I really only needed one list and I didn't need 4 quadrants anymore. And I will tell you that there is an app, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, that is wonderful. It's just the Reminders app that comes on board. It's on your iPhone if you have one. And the beauty of this is it's a simple to-do list. But the really cool part about it is using Siri, you can dictate, if you're driving down the road, things that you need to do. You just speak into it and it'll enter it for you. You can also prioritize things very easily by just dragging. Again, it's a point and click. You can set a reminder for yourself for the to-do. You can even set the reminder by location. So when you arrive at a certain place, your phone notifies you then of things you need to do once you get there. And so it makes it very easy for input and very easy for editing. So the one thing I'll tell you is this, is if you are not using a to-do list of any kind, at the very least do it on paper. If you are, let's take the next step and let's go to doing the electronic version, it's far more powerful. But regardless of the method, it's critical that you just write down those tasks that you need to accomplish every day and prioritize those. Have a great week.